Picture this: you're driving your electric car to work. A smile on your face because you've just passed an important milestone. 10 years since the world ran out of oil and coal. But how did we get here? And what does the world look like now? Join me as I take you back to the beginning of this new world. It's 2030, and you're re-enjoying the last drop of gasoline ever refined from the last barrel of oil ever extracted from the earth. The year is 2040, and the global economy has ground to a halt. The ships that brought you your clothes from China or your sneakers from Vietnam are no longer coming. Oil pumps that once pumped crude into the global market have gone dry. Coal-fired plants that lit up our cities are shrouded in dust, abandoned and rusting away. It's quiet without the rumble of engines that once defined our lives. Fossil fuels have been the backbone of modern society for over 100 years. But as the world grapples with the consequences of its past dependence on these fuels, it's forced to confront a harsh reality. We have reached the point of no return. We have used up every last drop. Renewable sources like solar and wind power have been growing steadily, but they're nowhere near enough to meet the world's energy demands. As panic begins to set in, people start hoarding gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. Suddenly, the gas station turns into a battlefield. There are fistfights and arguments over the last few liters of gasoline. Governments scramble to find solutions, but there isn't much time. Global supply chains collapse without the fuel needed to move goods around the world. The first countries to run out descend into chaos. People flee areas that can no longer sustain themselves, causing an unprecedented refugee crisis. Others stay behind and become climate refugees, stuck in places that are becoming uninhabitable due to rising sea levels or extreme weather. Events made worse by a warming planet, those who stayed behind regret their decision as temperatures soar and water resources dwindle. But not all countries are affected equally. Some nations with abundant renewable resources or nuclear power are better positioned to navigate this crisis. Costa Rica, for example, which already generates 99% of its electricity from renewable sources, finds itself in a relatively better position. Norway, with its vast hydroelectric power and geothermal resources, is also poised to thrive in this new world. These countries become the new economic hubs, attracting those seeking a better life. In a desperate bid to keep their economies afloat, some countries turn to risky ventures. They invest heavily in nuclear power, hoping it will save them. Others turn to fracking, drilling for oil in environmentally disastrous ways, causing irreparable damage to the planet. Still, others attempt to control the flow of refugees by building walls and militarizing their borders, further destabilizing the region. Meanwhile, the race for the last remaining resources has triggered a wave of violence. Conflicts erupt over access to vital resources like water and arable land. As the world descends into chaos, a glimmer of hope emerges. Scientists and engineers redouble their efforts, working tirelessly to develop new technologies that could change everything. Fusion power breakthroughs offer a tantalizing glimpse of a future where energy is abundant and clean. Countries that invested in research and development before the crisis hit reap the rewards. Over the next decade, the world transforms. The focus shifts from fossil fuels to renewable sources. Solar panels cover rooftops and wind turbines dot the landscape. Entire cities are powered by clean energy. Electric vehicles zoom through smart, sustainable cities. Now, it's 2045, and you re part of a new generation that has never known a world powered by fossil fuels. The shift to green energy was not easy. There were growing pains, economic upheaval, and loss. But it also brought innovation. a new way of life, and hope for a healthier planet. You look up at the sky, no longer filled with the contrails of jet fuel, but dotted with the majestic wings of solar-powered aircraft. A faint smile touches your lips as you realize that humanity not only survived the last drop, but it also found a way to soar again. Together, we can ensure that the story of the last drop is not just a story of scarcity, but a story of resilience, innovation, and hope for a sustainable future. So join the movement today, and let's build that future together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.